Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. Yes, we are back. Thank you for allowing me to take a couple of weeks off. I'm going to have to keep doing that every once in a while. Just mix some things in, you know? It'll be fun. Alright, we're going to go for a request for a scenario called The Itch by Orchid Alloy. Hey, that's it. First try. Whoa, it worked? The search function worked? Amazing. A mysterious new illness threatens the world, and a small nuisance will slowly turn into horror. The pathogen is slow to mutate and will lead more severe symptoms to spread. Will you help it take over the world? A simple first scenario. Enjoy. I promise that if Pravus Gaming ever plays this, he will find no spelling and grammar mistakes whatsoever. Lack of a period at the end of your sentence before a smiley face. You fail. Just saying. I mean, good attempt, though. Bioweapon. Oh, good. Okay. No, wait. Fungus? Fungus. Sorry, fungus. Metabolic jump, genetic mimic, parasitic file, and pathostasis should be fine. Normal difficulty, Scabies pavor, however you say that. A mysterious new illness is about to emerge. All right, let's start it off in Saudi Arabia. China, you can be more creative than that. Can I, though? Can I be more creative than that? Fine. Egypt. We're going to start the itch in Egypt. Thank you for that. All right, transmissions. We have air, rodents, birds, and water. We also have rash to begin with, and that leads to swelling. Affected skin becomes swollen and more sensitive, increasing itchiness. For our abilities, we have cold and heat resistance, and, of course, drug resistance, but no sign of these spore bursts. That's a little bit concerning to me. Spore bursts are kind of a major mechanic. So let's start with some air transmission and see how this goes. The fungus type does have some difficulty spreading without using these spore bursts. It's kind of an essential mechanic just to kind of catch up and keep pace with other disease types. So, yeah, the lack of that definitely concerns me. But hey, who knows? Maybe infectivity has been ramped up a bit in this particular scenario. Do we want to go for the water? Well, Egypt does have 2 ports, but I think I'd rather start with the birds so we can get a bit more of a critical mass in Egypt, and then once we get to, I don't know, let's say 5,000 people infected, we want to have the water. Well, we're actually kind of close to that point already, so let's just go ahead and pick that up now. We spread into the Middle East. Hi, Angle! You're going to be itchy for a while. I hope you're okay with that. Let's go for the rodents, and now we've picked up every transmission type currently available, but they're locked behind something, so there must be a gating mechanism, I'm guessing, behind the symptoms themselves. Let's pick up some swelling. A little bit of severity, a little bit of infectivity, all in all, not that bad. The itch! The entire surface of the skin becomes affected all at once. Impact on daily life makes the disease very noticeable and much more contagious. How does it become more contagious? Oh, yeah, sure. If people start rolling around on the ground like, get it off of me! Oh my god, it's horrible! I mean, yeah, that's noticeable. But I wouldn't go anywhere near that person and certainly not touch them. I mean, maybe I should. You know, maybe I'm just not one of those good Samaritan people who sees someone in pain and thinks, hey, maybe I can assist them in some way. But personally, my self-preservation instinct is a bit stronger than my sense of ethics and morals. All right, cysts. Small pockets of skin act as a breeding ground for the pathogen, and nerve damage. The pathogen damages nerve endings in the skin, making the itching sensation permanent. Impacts the cure research. Yeah, it's a little bit unpleasant. Nerve damage and all those kind of electrical signals getting screwed up in your body. Not fun at all. As somebody who has recently contracted a very mild case of carpal tunnel, I can attest to that. Now, in that case, I wouldn't say it's an itch, is the thing. It seems to me that it's more of, I don't know, kind of like you hit your funny bone, right, in your elbow, but it's not painful exactly. You just kind of have that weird, not quite falling asleep, like throbbing, prickly sensation, but it doesn't itch exactly. Nonetheless, for the sake of this particular scenario, we'll go with it anyway. Have we got the spore burst? Not yet. No spore bursties. All right, we're going to go for some air transmission, and let's go for a little bit of extra water transmission. We'll spread a lot faster, though we don't seem to be having too much trouble getting in different areas of the world. I would love to go for some cold resistance now that we are in Russia. So we'll pick up at least a level of that. And you know what? Let's get some drug resistance to spread a little bit faster in Europe, and eventually Canada when we do get in there. Speaking of which, we have gotten into Canada. Hello, Canadians! You are all very itchy. The Itchy and Scratchy show is now permanent and real life. It's on ice, even. I don't know where I'm going with that joke exactly. Okay, let's go for the Let's go for the cysts. It's not quite as severe to start, but still allows us to get a bit more of extra infectivity. Anticoagulation. Open wounds caused by compulsive scratching heal much slower, causing complications. Tiny bit of lethality associated with that. Might be a bit more than I want to take at the moment. We could go for the urban transmission. There is not a second level of drug resistance available at this stage of the game. That's interesting. Well, let's go for birds. The birds apparently are suffering itching symptoms. Open wounds greatly increase infectivity and land transmission. I have never even thought in my life whether or not a bird can have an itch. I suppose it makes a certain level of sense, but I've never considered it once. Why would I? That's like a series of words forming a sentence in my brain. I just have no reason to have that sentence form in my brain. Speaking of sentences forming in my brain, apparently I don't know how to speak anymore. That's fine, though. I got plenty of DNA. It's just a question of, do I ramp things up without messing up Greenland? So we can go for twitching. The pathogen builds up around the peripheral nervous system, causing muscle twitches and other minor ailments. Impacts cure research, again with a lack of a period in a couple of places. I mean, you thought I would get no grammar mistakes whatsoever. There it is, right there. You've done pretty dang well. Credit where it is due. But even so. Inner itch causes an itching sensation below the skin, making hosts hurt themselves in an effort to reach it, unlocks a single-use ability, and impacts the cure research. A bit more severe and lethality than I probably would want. Same with the anticoagulation, at least for a little bit longer. Don't need any heat resistance. We're doing just fine on that front. I'm going to spend some points to slow down the cure a little bit, just because we do seem to be a little slow getting into Greenland. You know, right now would be a great time for Russia to send those boats. Right now, maybe? All right, I really can't afford to wait forever. We're going to go for the anticoagulation. Please send a boat to Greenland now. Frickin' Russia. Never doing what I want. Hacking U.S. elections. Just send a boat to Greenland. Dear God in heaven, they just absolutely refuse. Did you, like, have a tiff with Greenland or something? And there goes the frickin' ports. That's just straight up unlucky. By all accounts, I think that we had plenty of opportunities for Russia to send a boat to Greenland. All right, let's go for the inner itch. Does this lead to some sort of a spore burst? Mass hysteria. Aha! Individuals affected by the pathogen become increasingly paranoid and desperate, and some rush to flee somewhere safe. There is literally only one place safe left on this planet, and that is exactly where I want you to go. So we're going to pick that up. Psychosis. The pathogen reaches the frontal lobe, inflicting confusion and loss of self-control. Promotes self-damage even further and severely impacts the cure research. Again, lack of a period, I'm just saying. Let's go ahead and pick that up now. Final itch. Unable to take it anymore, hosts will violently mutilate themselves in an effort to stop an insatiable itch. I mean, you have to admit, this scenario, like, it's kind of realistic. If there was a full-body experience of an itch, and it's chronic and just won't go away, you better believe people will go absolutely insane and go to extreme lengths trying to relieve themselves in some way. And of course, it ain't gonna work, so they're all gonna die in horrible, horrible ways. Let's go for that final itch. Cross-infection. Permanent open wounds leave individuals very susceptible to infection. The pathogen interacts with other pathogens. Unlocks advanced transmissions and abilities. Ooh. Extreme bioaerosol. By exchanging DNA with other... So it's the normal extreme bioaerosol, right? But it's got the portal animation for some reason. All right, let's make sure we're not killing too fast in Greenland. Honestly, things are looking pretty good even without necrosis, so I'm feeling fine on that front. Let's go for the necrosis! Yay! As the illnesses progress, infected and dead tissue become a serious life threat, lack of a period. But frickin' da boom, there are no healthy people left in the world. Everyone who lives is going absolutely insane from insatiable itchingness. I mean, itchiness is terrible, admittedly. I hate having an itch that you just cannot fix. It really drives you crazy. And the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Whoops, I knocked over my mouse because it is now one of those vertical mice. And it's very easy to swipe your hand over and just smash into it. But there we go. Scabis Pavor has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. Only 2 stars. I guess we did get a bit of a slow start there. Knowing that that ability existed, I probably could have gone for the Spore Burst a lot earlier to get into Greenland, and then I could have just started ramping up lethality and gone for a better score. 462 days is a little bit slow, admittedly. 49% cure progress, even with a level of genetic hardening and 3 genetic reshuffles. Also not the best. So I could have sped this up significantly if I wanted a better score. But for the meantime, very fun scenario. I am totally not padding the runtime going for 10 minutes right now. Don't pay attention at the time at all. I think the scenario is quite good. I think that it's got a fun, realistic concept. It's very straightforward in how it plays out, but it's still pretty fun and elegant in its simplicity. Good concept through and through, good mechanics. And yeah, admittedly, the spelling and grammar was mostly 90-something% solid. Almost. But you thought you could get away with the lack of a period at the end of the sentence, and you were wrong. Who do you think that I am? Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Send me more recommendations for scenarios that you have enjoyed or created yourself, and I'll check them out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.